Ah, hello my fellow time travelers. My name is Planetary from the Planetary Ashes, and welcome to the episode of a new segment for the channel called Planetary's ThrowBack, where I look back and review at some awesome games from the modern day games all the way back to the good old classic retro games, and to give out my experience and my opinions of the games that I've played throughout the time traveling days. With that said, let's have a look at the very first classic gem, 1944, the Loop Masters. Now this particular shoot 'em up, or for hardcore gamers, which they call it chumps gems, was released at mid-2000. Developed by 18 or Ray Zing, well known for the shoot 'em up series called the 19XX series, but also commonly well known for some of the licensed fighting game titles like Fullmetal Alchemist and Naruto Clash of the Ninjas. But this game was also published by Capcom for the Capcom arcade system and was released to all the arcade places around the world. Though I haven't seen the actual cabinet myself at the time since I was a small kid, but now there's many ways to actually play 1944 The Loop Masters. Well, almost. Yeah, there's something that I actually forgot to mention. 1944 The Loop Masters never seen the light of day of being ported over to any gaming consoles. This game is an arcade exclusive and very well known for it as well. But in today's day and age, we now can emulate the game on computer, a Raspberry Pi, or by getting the 1-Up arcade. Gotta love the modern day technology. Well, a bit, actually. "1944 The Loop Masters" is a single to co-op shoot 'em up game where both players will be playing as the P-38 and the Zero. The aim of the game is to pass 15 stages with the countless waves of enemy air force, anti-air force, and the Navy force, to reach to the end of each stage to take out the main target, which those targets have an invisible time limit. If you take too long, that target will make a retreat to live another day. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. You only got one life. If your health depletes, you'll be ejected out of that plane very quickly and be going straight to the game over scene. This game gets pretty brutal, where it relies on you guys on pure reaction skills to avoid getting hit. The controls are pretty much your average shoot 'em up game you see in any arcade place. You got the joystick for original arcade pads, or the D-pad for gaming pads to move the fighter pilots around. The left button for the arcades, or the X, B, or A for your gaming pads to fire, or while holding down the button to charge up the air raid attacks. Now the air raid attack is also yet a mini screen nuke, but this one has a cooldown system for at least 5 seconds. The right button, or the circle A or B, will release a screen nuke bomb raid, or to release the small fighter pilots to be bombs, which we will get to them shortly. Now it's on to the power-ups, or some collectibles. Now some of these are very frequent to find, or very scattered. First things first, let's talk about the bullet power-up. The bullet power-up allows you to enhance the pilot's shots. Now, it is very helpful to actually deal with enemies that are from the air to the ground, but also very helpful to dish out a lot of damage once you reach up to the end of each stages to take out those bosses. But the problem is, once you get hit, you tend to lose each power-up per shot. Say for instance you got 6 shots, you get hit, you go down to 5. You get hit again, you go down to 4. If you get hit, you go down to 3, but that bullet power-up will exit out the fighter pilot to give you a second chance to get that standard 4 shots that you needed. Trust me, it is very helpful to actually dish out a lot of damage. And trust me, you're definitely gonna need that. Now the bomb pickups allows you to restock 1 bomb. The bombs is going to be very helpful throughout this game, but they are very scattered to find. If you end up finding one, pick it up, because it could be helpful when it comes to such tight squeeze with countless waves of enemy, or you want to take out the boss very quickly. And then you got your PAL. The PAL has 2 variations. You got your silver PAL that gives you small amount of health, but it could be helpful to last a little bit longer in some particular stages. And then there's the rare gold PAL, where the gold PAL fully restores your health to last even longer for this stage only, or to the next stage. Keep an eye out for them. Now the side pilots I actually saved for last. Remember those gold diamond thingies? Whenever you blow up any obstacles you tend to see them? Yes, those are currencies. Those golden diamond things are currencies. If you manage to collect 10 of them, it becomes a big diamond. And whenever you collect a big diamond, a golden pilot will come either from the left hand side or the right hand side. If you shoot it down, you manage to unlock a power up to bring in the side pilots. Not only to add more firepower to your arsenal, but also yet to help you out take out any enemies or to dish out a lot of damage with the bosses. Now the side pilots also have another thing that they can actually use. They can become suicidal bombers. If you don't have any bombs, you can hit the right button to actually send them out to blow up. Or if you manage to send out a bomb, you can actually hit the right button again to send them out to get a replacement if they're on fire. They are going to be very helpful and very useful in the end. Trust me. It is going to be fun to have wingmans on either side to help you on your journey. Now each power up have their uses and have their strengths, and they're going to be very helpful to get by this game throughout the whole 15 stages, either to get rid of the enemies from the air and the ground, or to dish out a lot of damage to the bosses before they escape. Now each of them will be helpful, so be sure to keep a lookout for them, and hopefully it will give you an easier ride or easier flight to the end game. Now when it comes to my personal experience and my personal opinions for 1944 The Loot Masters, 1944 The Loot Masters is pretty much a brutal game if you decide to do a solo run gameplay of it. Now I cannot deny it, I have actually done a gameplay of it, but I had my fair shares of deaths. No doubt about it. But the true fun experience comes with bringing a friend or family for the co-op gameplay experience, where you both take flight and actually go through all 15 stages to reach to the end to take out those bosses. It's something that is truly something that you should experience with, to have a friend or family to tag along and to fight through all 15 stages. Something about this game, whenever you get a game over, it drags you back in, thinking I can do this. I can actually beat these stages, like I can do this. Okay, come on, one more, let's go, one more. But something else I love about this game is the graphics and the soundtrack. So let's get the graphics out of the way first. The graphics for 1944 The Loot Master stands out perfectly, and it becomes very unique for different stages, from the seas to the airs, from the valleys and to your normal ground. And also, yeah, when you finish a major boss, the airport, pretty much the airport or the fireport there, whatever, the base, there we go, that's much better, the base, is pretty much all awesome and unique. But also yet the enemy graphics and the player's graphics, it stands out so perfectly. The animation is so smoothing when you actually move the planes left and right, or when the enemy decides to move left and right, it's so smooth. Even the death animation with ships and some tanks, and even afterwards the graphic is still perfect. It's so amazing and it is so stunning. The soundtrack, oh my god, the soundtrack, how I bloody love it. The soundtrack is spot on, it's so unique. You never hear the same soundtrack twice. From the smooth jazz, from the smooth rhythmic bass to the hard metal rock out guitar, it's pretty much a good thing to jam. Well, if I wasn't getting blown up to bits every single time. But now the controls is so smoothing, it's so easy to input, so easy to move around, it's quickly to maneuver. Only two buttons to either shoot or to drop the bombs, and you got yourself a joystick or an analog if you're playing on a gamepad to move that part around. It's so responsive and it's so easy to use, and it's actually quite fun. Now, if I would recommend this game, I say 1944 The Loot Busters wouldn't be the first one to recommend. But I wouldn't hold your opinion saying that this could be a game to start off with. But I would recommend 1941, 1942, or the new modern day game that was released on the PS4, the Switch, and the Xbox One called Skyforce. But if you're up for the challenge and you want to take on the brutality of the game, then go right ahead. 1944 The Loot Masters will be there, either out on the arcade 1-up, or you can actually emulate it on the computer, or put it onto the Raspberry Pi to have more fun of this particular game. So in conclusion, 1944 The Loot Masters will get a 5 out of 5 hourglass. So thank you for watching for the very first review of Planetary's ThrowBack. If you actually like this episode, and you want to see this continue on as a series, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit the comment down below so I can get a good idea of what you guys want in this particular series. But if you're also new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so you can keep up to date on this particular series, but also on every Tuesday and every Friday where you can see the gameplay spectrum from the retro gaming happening every Tuesday and also the modern day gaming happening every Friday. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Planetary signing off, and I'll see you guys next time. Ta-ta!